Good day to you wherever you are, and I thought you'd rather look at this machine than my face. So today you are joining me on another eccentric motorcycling adventure. I'm riding a Brough Superior hundreds of miles across England to share this Brough Superior with you. It's the most iconic of Broughs. It's a 1925 SS100. It's one of the very first to be built. These were the very first 100-mile-an-hour production motorcycles, and this one is in beautifully original condition. And before you start wondering, a normal one of these would sell for around £400,000. But this one is widely believed to be Lawrence of Arabia's first SS100. So if it ever came up for sale, it's probably £1 million motorcycle. This one is not a museum queen though, this one runs, and it gets used as its makers intended. So the first question people tend to ask is, how do you start a 99-year-old motorcycle? How do you start one of these? What are you doing around this side?
Difficulty.
Is there some tickling taking place?
Yes, yeah. So I put both oil feed pipes have been turned on.
I have to turn them on and off.
Primed it briefly with that.
Okay.
Put a little bit of oil down. Yeah, just one little. Yeah, a little sort of release.
Okay, like a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, I've done that.
See the oil dripping in there.
Yeah. Yeah. Put the fuel on.
Yeah.
Tickle the carb.
Yeah.
Build it up. Bit of advance.
Yeah.
Roll through once, and then we start kicking and open.
Oh, it's close. You can see the beautiful simplicity of this engine. The push rod pushes up against the rocker, and the rocker pivots and pushes the valve down, and the engine runs. It's quite mesmerizing to watch it for a few seconds. So it's quite a privilege to be out riding a Brough Superior, but actually following a Brough Superior, an SS100 from, I think it's 1925. That's almost certainly Lawrence Road. Smells lovely as well. Hand change gearbox. Got those two exhaust pipes, they are fantastic. Oh, he's pulling away from me. Have to give it some beans. I guess I'm allowed to give this one a little bit of beans when I'm in this company. Hopefully you can hear me. Oh, this is fantastic. I can't believe I'm riding a Brough. and following an early SS100. How fast are we going? Mile a minute on Brough Superiors. What it's like riding a bike with hand change that can do 100 miles an hour. Newfound hell is a 10 mile an hour speed limit. A bit of modest off-roading on a Brough. God, that's good fun. So this is Clouds Hill, where Lawrence of Arabia lived, and where today I've ridden a Brough Superior too, along with a couple of other Broughs, and one of them is almost certainly his first SS100 Brough. So it's kind of a man after your own heart if you're a motorcyclist, because his house is this big, quite a little cottage, and then he built this giant garage to put his bikes in. It's kind of the right way round really, isn't it? Although your other half might disagree. That's a very nice bit of kit. Lawrence himself had these words to say about riding his SS100 on these roads. I have the honour of one of England's straightest and fastest roads. The burble of my exhaust unwound like a long cord behind me. Soon my speed snapped it. This is where the great man has come to rest.
Yeah.
And you'll notice to the left, the little oily mark is where a 1925 SS100 that was almost certainly his visited recently and dripped oil next to his grave, which I'm sure he would have loved. So it's a nice, very quiet little spot. Sure. haven't stopped for a photo, I've stopped for a small breakdown. The rear head gasket has blown on it, which apparently is not uncommon on these. And whilst I do have one in the toolkit, and I just chatted to a guy in the club, Howard, who suggested I could swap the head gasket at the Roadside, which would be a first for me. But looking at it, I have to take the tank off, and doing this you really want to use a socket set rather than open-ended spanners. So the get you home fix is to take the plug out from the rear cylinder, which has got the blown gasket, and ride it home as a 500 single, obviously very, very gently, and then I can swap the head gasket over tomorrow in my workshop. So I will, you can see it's blown properly. So I'm going to let it cool down and then see if I get home. If there's me smugly in the workshop with the head off, you'll know it's worked, or there'll be me with a truck with flashing lights going home by the truck of shame.